sometimes the stirring up means you're going in the right direction. Means that, especially if you're obedient. If you're obedient and things get stirred up, keep going. Yo, what's good? This is Donovan Anderson, the founder of 30 Mighty Men Ministries, also the founder of Clean, the tools to achieve sexual integrity for the Christian man. Welcome back. I pray these videos that you've been watching, that I've been putting out, trying to shoot as many as I can out on a daily basis, man. I pray that they're blessing you. These small messages are things that are just things that I cover in Clean. They kind of like come up in conversations, so I'm sharing them with you one by one. But there's one thing that comes up in a ton of conversation, especially with like my perspective on life. Like, I tell guys all the time that, look, if I'm doing the will of God and I'm being obedient, I don't care what is happening in my life. I don't care if there's a storm around me, everything is going crazy. If I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing with God, I'm not worried. I'm on the boat sleeping. That's just what it is. I think if I'm only worried when I'm in disobedience, when I know that I'm literally outside of the hand of God, that's when I get worried. So I pray for you who's listening that stay obedient. Like, in the obedience is where the peace that surpasses all understanding lies. Where Christ can literally be asleep on a boat during an incestuous storm. He's half asleep, and disciples like, don't you care about us? Aren't you going to help us out here? He's like, like, what's going on, right? But that is that peace. That's that rest that God provides when you're in His hand, under His wing, in His strong tower. That's where you want to be. There is no storm that can disrupt that peace, but the peace comes in the obedience. And again, obedience is not about perfection. You don't have to be perfect to be obedient. You just have to be in a posture of repentance. That's perfection to God. Can you be in a posture where even when you fall, you come to Him and say, I'm sorry. I'm going to try my best not to do that again. Forgive me, and come into Christ humbly to be reconciled, right? Like, that's the posture that He wants. It's not about perfection. You don't have to be perfect to be obedient. David's Psalms, David's life is a great example of that. He wasn't perfect, but his posture was one of repentance. He always came back to God. No matter how big or small in his mind his sin was, he always was going to come back to God to get it right, to plead with the Father, to sit at His feet. That's all that you have to do. Whenever a storm is coming, or you're in one, if you're obedient, keep going. Don't worry about the storm. That's just the enemy trying to stir things up. Matter of fact, I'll even go a step further. That sometimes the stirring up means you're going in the right direction. Means that, especially if you're obedient. If you're obedient and things get stirred up, keep going. Whenever I remember as a kid, when I'm playing a video game, especially a game that has mazes, where I have to figure out which way to go. Wherever the enemy is, wherever I'm facing more enemies, means I'm going in the right direction in the game. I must be close to the prize that I'm seeking. Because why are there more villains here? The villains must be protecting something in that game, right? So same thing with the spiritual life. Like, if you're not in obedience, then who knows what's going on? It's chaos. It could be the consequence of sin. It could be tests, it could be temptations. I don't know what's going on in your life. But if you're living in obedience and you're in alignment with God, and you know this word, and you're doing the word, not just hearing it, and following Him, and there's chaos coming in your life, keep going. Press on. Press forth. Because you can read the book of Acts and look at the life of Paul. He wore his suffering as a badge of honor. That's what separated him, the true prophet, from the fake prophets. That the enemy's trying to stop him from getting to his destination, and he keeps pressing on. Nothing will stop him. So I pray that nothing stops you as well. And as always, man, this is not for me to be seen, but for you to be encouraged. To God be the glory. Peace.